JOHANNESBURG Nissan Motor Co. and Renault SA, the car-making partners that have sold the most electric vehicles to date, aren't planning to give up the #1 ranking without a fight. The alliance, which also includes Mitsubishi Motors Corp., plans to introduce 12 new purely electric vehicles by 2022 while extending the model's range and slashing battery costs. And while the group wants more drivers to go electric, some customers won't actually be driving. The manufacturers plan a lineup of 40 models by then, featuring various levels of automation, including at least one auto that won't require any human intervention at all. The 6-year plan, called Alliance 2022 and announced Friday by Group Chairman Carlos Ghosn in Paris, aims to establish the companies as leaders in the electrification, autonomous and connected car technologies that are upending the world's auto markets. Although the shift from internal combustion engines will be costly, Ghosn is betting that sheer size and the sharing of platforms and components will give the partners a leg up in the battle to dominate the future of transport. An electric car is seen connected to a charging point in Brussels. "We're going to use the scale we have to build more competitive advantages for the future," Ghosn said in an interview. "The big guys are going to have a big advantage in this situation." Renault shares rose 0.8% to €79.72 as of 11:16 a.m. in Paris. The stock is trading at the highest price since July 27. Size matters. While the Alliance is the current world leader in cumulative electric sales, paced by the Leaf from Yokohama, Japan-based Nissan, the group needs to fend off increasing competition from longtime rival Volkswagen AG as well as newcomers like Tesla Inc., which this year introduced its mass-market Model 3 to great fanfare. With car-hungry China the latest country to announce intentions to phase out fossil fuel-powered vehicles, following the lead of the UK and France, there's plenty at stake for automakers jostling to lead the zero-emissions segment. File in this April 20, 2017 file photo. Visitors walk past the Renault stand during the Auto Shanghai 2017 show at the National Exhibition and Convention Center in Shanghai, China. Automakers Renault and Nissan said Tuesday, August 29, 2017, that they plan to develop electric cars with a Chinese state-owned partner. Apfotong Hanguan, file for electric cars, bright future, paltry present, quick take. Renault Nissan Mitsubishi Alliance delivered a combined 5.27 million vehicles in the first half of this year, outselling mass-market leaders Toyota Motor Corp. And Volkswagen. The group is predicting it will end the year as the industry's top seller for the first time, with expected sales of 10.5 million units in 2017. That number will grow to at least 14 million in 2022, Ghosn said. "When you have the advantage of scale, you don't have to take shortcuts," Ghosn said. "You can afford to develop all the technologies that are necessary for the car of the future." While the group is open to new partners as the logic of the alliance is to have other members join in, it's not seeking to expand with additional carmakers and would only bring another on board if an opportunity arises, he said at a Paris press briefing. By 2022, some of the group's electric cars will be able to travel more than 600 kilometers (372 miles) on a single battery charge, according to European testing methods, or more than 50% farther than the range of the 2018 Leaf Compact that Nissan unveiled this month. By the end of the years-long plan, 15 minutes of charging time will allow the EVs to travel 230 kilometers, compared to 90 kilometers last year. The partners plan to reduce electric battery costs by 30% from 2016 levels and further savings by extending the use of shared platforms and powertrains. More than 9 million vehicles will be made on 4 shared global platforms in 2022, compared with the 2 million cars produced on 2 shared platforms today. Some 70% of the group's engines and transmissions will shared globally by then, up from about a third currently. This will help boost the alliance's annual cost-saving target to more than €10 billion, $11.9 billion in 2022 from €5 billion last year, Ghosn said. The alliance is also testing autonomous vehicles and plans to become an operator of robo-vehicle rider-hailing services, a potential business other major automakers are mulling for growth. In the medium term, mobility services are unlikely to represent a big portion of revenue versus the partners' traditional businesses of making vehicles and components, Ghosn said. Journalists and guests look at new Nissan Leaf electric vehicle after the world premiere in Chiba, near Tokyo, Wednesday, September 6, 2017. Nissan's new Leaf electric car goes farther on a charge and comes with autonomous drive technology and single-pedal driving. But whether it can catch on with anyone but the most zealously green-minded remains to be seen. App photo Eugene Hoshiko revenue forecast. Operating with a new joint logo, the companies project global revenue of $240 billion in 2022, up from $180 billion last year. In October, Nissan, Renault and Mitsubishi will each present their own plans based on what they hope to achieve for each vehicle in each region. Renault, which was Europe's second biggest carmaker last year, has its headquarters in the Paris suburb of Boulogne-Billancourt, while Mitsubishi is based in Tokyo. We think growth for the industry will be mainly coming from China, India and Southeast Asia, and we're ready for that, JOHANNESBURG said. If Davos were a person, it would be Carlos Ghosn. As an illustration of the enormity of the task ahead, VW announced sweeping plans during this week's Frankfurt Motor Show to build electric versions of all 300 models in the 12 brand group's lineup. The German auto giant is vowing to spend €20 billion by 2030 to roll out the cars and earmarked another €50 billion to buy the batteries needed to power the vehicles. JOHANNESBURG, 63, declined to say whether he will stay as chairman of the alliance for the plan's entire 6-year period. He stepped down as Nissan's chief executive officer this year but continues to hold that title at Renault. 6 years is a very long period, he said in the interview. We're going to take it step by step. Bloomberg.